This year's coverage of the 2025 Premium Cigar Association Trade Show is proudly brought to you by Luciano Cigars.
What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here of Tobacco Talk Media, PCA 2025 with Mike of Powstanie Cigars. Brother, always good to see you.
Great to see you, sir.
So you've got some new stuff that's come out. Tell me about it.
Yep. So we just released our San Andreas 2 months ago. It's been doing great.
It's good.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. You know, we're very, very pleased with it. It's been very well received, and reorders are already coming in, which is awesome.
Good.
So that's tracking. Plus, with the black with the red, you know, just something different. We started to kind of gravitate away from the flag, and then we're going to release our SBC 24 this year.
Yes.
Surrounded by Champions, limited edition. This is going to be something that we've never blended before, something totally different. It's going to have a little bit of a bite to it, and then it really kind of mellows out and sweetens.
Like a pepper bite?
Yeah, it's just like a kind of in-your-face boom, like what is this? And then as you kind of progress through it, it sweetens up tremendously. So,
nice.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. And then for the end of the year, we're going to be doing our 10th anniversary War Bear. Ecuadorian Habano with San Andreas. This Vitola is a 5 3/4 by 60. So it's going to be a little bit smoother than some of our War Bears in the past.
Yeah,
very excited about that one.
Nice,
too.
double perfecto, always a good thing.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice and fat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As a bear.
As a bear. Yeah, as a bear. Of course.
Yep. So I'm obviously having the Connecticut Justice here, and a delicious cigar. I love the story behind it. You guys like to have fun cigars, War Bear, things like that, but you like to write stories and have sort of an undertone meaning behind a lot of it. So
yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Everything has to have meaning.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have meaning, if it doesn't have a purpose, if it does, like I believe in giving the cigar almost a soul.
Absolutely.
Right? If it doesn't have that, then where's the passion to believe in it, right? If not, it's just a cigar, right? And you see it time and time again in this industry. It happens all the time. Somebody comes up with a name that's relatively gimmicky that they think is catchy, and normally they fade out in a short period of time.
Right.
So if you're not passionate about it, if it doesn't have meaning behind it, why are you going to keep going on the darkest times when things aren't going right?
Right.
You know. So yeah, it has to have purpose. It has to have meaning. So all of them do. I'm actually flirting with the idea of naming one of the San Andreas cigars after one of my other kids.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll see how that progresses. You know, it was interested to see how well it would track.
In a separate Vitola and things like that? Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, Justice is my middle child. So I got an older one who, you know, that's out, right?
Yeah.
I got an older one
who,
when
you talk.
Right? He, you know, he was born before me kind of really getting into the thick of things.
Sure.
So it'd be good to make something to acknowledge him. And then I have a younger daughter, Teddy. So
nice.
I think that I got to do something special for her as well. So I'm looking forward to what those all are going to be. But that's kind of where my head's at.
Very cool. So you've got the Connecticut, you've got the San Andreas, you've got a lot, you know, Habano, you know, you've got a lot of different ones. You've got your Coraline Habano, which you came out with quite a few years ago, which I absolutely love.
Thank you.
So are you, with the next one, obviously you've got new stuff here, but are you looking at finding some more like hard to find leaves moving forward, like some, you know, Arapiraca or anything like that, or Matafina or things like that?
I mean, I do enjoy the Matafina. It's honestly what happens is it's just a question of what the factory has available. And what it is that they're currently kind of tracking to work with. If they're sorting now I could push it. If I really wanted to work with something in particular, we could go source it.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to source from the States. You know, you got to be there and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and then kind of have that quest, right? And right now I'm not there.
Sure.
Right now I'm focusing on the San Andreas because it's going really well.
Yep.
And I'm focusing on these 2 new limiteds that are about to release. And that's kind of where my head is at. You know, we are tracking really well. And this is probably the best year that I have seen to date. Yeah, we got a lot of new customers. You know, this show for me it's this roller coaster of emotions.
Sure.
You get really excited sometimes, you get really disappointed other times, you get kind of punched in the gut. And this is the calmest I've been. Like, we have the most appointments that we've had ever. We've learned from a lot of our mistakes.
Yeah.
So we're more dialed in. We have better policies with everything as far as protecting the limiteds, as far as what we want to offer to our retailers, and make sure that they are properly taken care of, and it's reciprocated. They're taking care of us too, right?
Yep.
I think before I was more about just always taking care of people, and I think that, you know, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes intentionally, people take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Well, that day has ended.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good for you guys.
Thanks, man.
Well, I know you're busy. I got some other stuff to get to, but you know I got to always stop by, see how you're doing, see how things are going. But it's been a pleasure, brother.
I appreciate you, bro. Thanks so much for coming out.
Have a good show.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Man. You too.
All right, guys, from PCA 2025 at Powstanie, I got more content coming your way.
This year's coverage of the 2025 Premium Cigar Association Trade Show is proudly brought to you by Luciano Cigars.